Yes, this is the INO podcast. Information, knowledge, observation. Also, I ain't know nothing. Neither does Coffee. Coffee going on?
Oh yeah, man.
Cool, man. That's all I need to know. All right, good. Let's get on to it, right? All right, so this is basically a podcast where we talk about politically incorrect, views and things, but they're honest regardless, and we try to walk through them and that kind of thing. So, yeah, this podcast I wanted to do because I realized that a lot of racism around the world is like documented and is well researched, and you know a lot about it from different countries and things, but we don't really know how it is in Barbados. It's more be like word of mouth, what we see and like what is passed down, what we think it is, the relationship between black and white people, right? So we said that we can just talk about it, and I said we was gonna talk about it with Kofi, but that made no sense because I black and he blacker, and then before we were talking about black and white people and a white man in here. So we went to Herbalife and chose a random white man, and the random white man happened to be named Josh, right?
Yeah, which pinnacle of white name.
Yeah, which answers our first question that all white men are named Josh. Anyway, Josh, what's going on?
I actually don't know too many Joshes.
Really?
To be quite honest, you might know more than me.
Drake and Josh.
I mean in Barbados, dude. Jeez, a minute and I've already said dude.
They got Joshua's. But anyway, alright. We know Josh from the gym, and then I also communicate with him on Twitter. And he's somebody that if he wasn't talking about this, he'd be talking about comedy, because he's somebody that likes comedy a lot, stand-up comedy, and I like his opinion on stand-up comedy, that kind of thing. So yeah. And people that understand humor, that's a clear indication of their intelligence from what science says. But regardless, you here so that we could talk about racism and what it is like to be a white man in Britain.
Oh, fair enough. That's very flattering, to be honest.
So you are a very I was gonna say a special guest, but he's a privileged guest. Yeah, right. Okay, cool.
Right.
All right. So,
but I think we should first touch on how you approached me to do this.
How did I act? What do you mean?
What did Marcus do wrong?
Well, basically, he sends me a message on Twitter asking me to come on his podcast. He has, some important topics to discuss. I said, all right, no problem. He said, yeah, but it's about racism. I was like, that's a tough one, It's quite hard for me to be right on any of those things. I don't really have too much to say, but he said, don't worry. I think you have the personality for it, and I've done a short list. I'm like, I reckon his short list is just all the white people he knows.
Yeah,
it literally is. Probably Justin King.
All right.
And he was like, no, I've done a short list and I've put you in the top 2. I said, Marcus, how many white people do you know?
2.
That's literally how I meant. Yeah, that's how I meant. But also the fact that even if I had more people, I think he will also be high on the list because of his character. Mm-hmm. Right? Well, all right. So let's get into it. We had a bunch of questions to ask, right? Kofi had a bunch of questions.
one serious question, right? All the rest is just jokes.
That's cool.
So what's our truck he's driving?
L200.
So
no, some stereotypes exist for a reason.
I mean, that's why I'm saying like that. It's just like the. All right, this is. I spoke to someone about this week, and the actual conversation went something she can relate. I think it was Nash actually. That said, it could be Eddie wrong.
Truck.
Yeah, big as South gas man.
Oh.
She said that she thinks Bajan white men are cool. Some Bajan white people are cool. So I said, well, yeah, because they're pretty much rednecks. Like the American stereotype of a redneck and a Bajan white man, there's so many similarities.
How so?
Trucks, off-roading, alcohol. It's just I want to look normal. It's the same to other people be talking with the. You know how there is a Bajan accent.
Yeah.
And there is a Bajan white accent.
Yeah.
There is, you can talk with an American accent from where we're from, but then a redneck accent.
I get what you mean. Okay.
So much similarity.
Same. I get what you mean.
But
why is that though? Why wanna like truck so much?
It's honestly a hard question to answer. It's just mainly the roads, That's what it is.
Nah, that makes too much sense. I don't believe that.
No, I honestly think it is just the roads. And I guess trucks just are more enjoyable to drive than.
But they are actually. But like said that, and then like Jeeps, that kind of thing. But maybe it's something to do with what winners do. I was thinking that a lot of white
Yes,
people like to
yeah,
off-road as well.
That's true. Yeah.
So they like that option.
Yeah.
You off-road?
Not really. My truck seems to be down a lot, so I tend to not risk it.
You ever owned a Jimmy, a Suzuki Jimmy?
No, never.
Oh, okay.
Never. I have owned a Samurai though.
Close enough. Close enough.
If a black girl thinks that you're hot, she will call you Caucasian.
Huh?
No.
Alright, so that one didn't come off good.
Nah.
A hot white man, Caucasian, Cajun, like Cajun.
Oh.
C-A.
Oh, you should have. Nah.
That one didn't come off. I
I
thought about that on the way here.
I appreciate it.
I appreciate the wordplay.
Yeah.
Right, but no, joke floppy.
It ain't come.
Nah.
I thought about that on the way here, so yeah.
The point is when you don't explain a joke, it tends to.
Yeah, they kind of flop. Yeah.
I appreciate that you did. Okay, I know you went randomly just say so.
Yeah. Anyway, so I have more questions. What's the other question you have, Kofi?
Trying to remember real back. I'm so excited that he does drive a truck that I just like everything.
You asked if there's a white Facebook.
Yes. How do y'all do that?
A white face.
Yeah, B. There are some events and certain things that would happen. Like let me say if Ashley Furniture has a sale, no one would know, but every Beijing white person would know. Ashley Furniture got a sale, and then all the Beijing white people will go and buy furniture.
But that's because they're just a very close knit community. Yes. So like they're all part of like one.
So
group
there's
chat.
clearly one. That would say there's clearly a Beijing face, a white Beijing Facebook, white Beijing WhatsApp group.
You
would think did you hear about the sale?
You might think so, but I don't know. Can I just say I think I'm probably not the best example as a Barbadian white, to be honest. Because neither my parents are from here. Need to put that out there. My mother's Trinidadian, my dad's from England.
Oh, okay.
So I don't have any immediate family in this island.
Okay. So
and I do think a lot of what you would perceive as connections in the white community are usually family related, or people that have grown up, their parents have grown up together, and that chain pretty much continues generational, really.
So you're in the Facebook group chat?
No, I haven't drawn the invite.
That's disappointed.
But okay, my question will be,
But I'm gonna work on it for you.
Yeah.
My question is, do you ever find that you had access to certain things because you were white?
I'm not gonna deny that and say no, because that'd be naive.
So you're aware that you have a quote unquote privilege.
But I don't even think it's privilege, B.
That would say quote unquote because.
Right. I don't even think it's privilege because, like, if I think about the community that I am in, right? If it was like majority white in Barbados and I knew a few black people, right? I would kind of like to help out somebody that looks somewhat like me. Just I'll have that natural drive to do that. So I mean, so even if your parents aren't from Barbados, people that see you and see themselves in you would want to somehow, open the doors for you and that,
My way to draw a narrative on that, like for black people or whatever. Actually, that's another question. You watch Family Feud?
Nah, it's a horrible show, dude.
Yeah. Ever since Steve Harvey started.
I do like Steve Harvey. I like Steve Harvey.
Made family. Anyways.
No, he didn't.
Are you crazy?
What the other guy was? Bob something? Bob Saget?
You don't even know what it was.
Bob Saget was America's Funniest Home Videos at one point.
No. Who was that?
Because everyone else was garbage, B.
Nah, man. Family Feud was good, B.
Family Feud was okay. It was not good. It was an okay show. I know Family Feud is good.
It got he like reinvented it.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
All right. Steve Harvey is anything that's good about Family Feud.
Huh?
I think Steve Harvey is anything that's good about Family Feud.
Okay. Say it.
What one I say though? And you know it's not just me. This is something I've discussed with people. When I'm watching Family Feud, I'm not doing it out of prejudice or anything, but I just want a black family to win.
Why? Yeah, I guess I can see that. Yeah, but okay, so I can see why that's the case because over there they have a totally different system that is so intertwined with racism compared to us. Like, so it's hard to say like white privilege is the only kind of privilege in Barbados because I mean black people got different social classes and stuff. So I mean they a lot of them are wealthy, but a lot of black people are wealthy too. So I can see why you have that feeling, but I mean down here it's kind of different. Okay, so how many white people though would you say are a lot of white people really wealthy from what you see, or is that another misconception?
I think it's a numbers game, to be honest. I think obviously not every white person is going to be wealthy. I just think in what we perceive as the Beijing middle class and upper class, a high percentage of those are made up of whites. Or to probably explain that better, a higher percentage of white people belong to the middle class and upper class than the lower class.
Okay.
So it's probably a numbers thing. But obviously not every single white person.
But you would say it's right to assume that if I see a white person, more often than not, the same way that you got the L200, that they are wealthy.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, yeah, I can understand that. Okay, but what was it like growing up as, although you would be seen as someone in the wealthier class, you were still in the minority. So prejudice isn't something that you will be exempt from. So when you grew up, how were you treated in Ben?
I mean, I can't say I've ever really felt, effects of discrimination or, prejudice towards me in any particular way. I mean, that's probably a luxury. That's a luxury at the end of the day. There are plenty of people around the world that.
I think this is important to ask too. Where did you go to school?
Primary, secondary.
Both.
Primary went to Rock Christian, which is a private school, but one of the smaller ones.
Yeah.
And then I went to Harrison College.
Oh, okay.
Harrison's, well, yeah.
Right, that's what I'm getting at. So, like, if you tell me no, you went Ellerslie, well, then I'll be shocked by what you're saying.
Yeah, but at Colmere had I think it was one white person, two every year. It was
1 year.
One every year was one every year, one white man every year, and we used to treat. He was like one of our guys, right? Up to now, he still is one of our boys. But I mean, you can't help but offload the jokes, especially in history class or whatever when we talking about slavery and thing. Everybody gonna look at you guys partially your ancestors would have done some of these things that we were reading. So I guess it would be misdirected aggression towards him. And I didn't know if you would feel that same thing.
You did history?
I did.
So you experienced that firsthand?
Yeah, I did history at CSC. And it's uncomfortable, but at the end of the day, the truth is often uncomfortable. And, we give our CSC syllabus a hard time. But I do think one of the good things about it is probably the history syllabus. Because there are a lot of schools around the world that don't get that. They don't really get that education about why society is the way it is today. I think our history syllabus puts us in a position to better understand why we are and why things are where they are. If you follow me on that. So yeah, history class would have been uncomfortable, but it's uncomfortable for a reason.
But I mean, you didn't see any kind of prejudice towards you because of what they were reading.
No, not. I wouldn't say so. No, I
But
think
again,
it's something.
college.
Yeah. I mean, it has to do with where you are.
Yeah, if it was a school that had more black people, I don't know, but I've seen it. I've seen it for myself, especially when they got a lot of black people, and we talking about something to do with racism or slavery or whatever. We have a tendency to look at the person that's right there. Then sometimes it ain't really got nothing to do with them because, I mean, although it's their ancestors, how much of your ancestors' sins should you carry? Right? I mean, if Kofi's grandfather did something heinous or whatever,
so
what is that? Right? What does that have to do with Kofi?
I just have his genes, but
true,
that don't mean that I'm the same person.
Right.
That's true.
And I feel that nowadays that I seen on Facebook and Twitter, as though white people are supposed to have some kind of guilt for the privilege that they've also been given. So as privileged as you are because of what is being passed down to you, as guilty you should feel because you have this privilege.
Guilt.
I don't get that because the same
You don't?
Nyasha, I don't understand it.
You don't get it?
Because the same Nyasha was saying, she was talking about a day at work. She's working at Buzo. She's a hostess, and this white lady, legit wanted to bring her food from the kitchen. She wanted to clean. This is in Buzo. She wanted to clean dishes. She was like, "Oh, sorry, you don't have to do that. Oh my God, so sorry." She because of the same guilt that she feels or whatever, she is now on the opposite end of it.
Was she Barbadian? Was it a Barbadian woman?
I don't remember. I don't think it was Bajan. I don't think Bajan would do that.
I mean, if you travel around the world now, you go to it's because it could be from a result of where she's from as well. because if you go to, I'm going to use England because I was just there the other day.
Mm-hmm.
When you go to restaurants and stuff now, you gotta serve yourself. You know, like you
mean like a buffet, or you keep buffet, or one of those things that you gotta like?
No, like you gotta get your own drinks. You gotta get your own fork.
From where? In the kitchen?
No, they have it all laid on what's not. You gotta get yourself. You gotta get your own condiments. Like they'll bring your food to you, but you gotta help yourself in there.
Yeah.
You know what? Gas stations, you gotta serve yourself.
Yeah, I know.
But I know about that.
Groceries, bag your own groceries.
Yeah, I know about that.
But
too.
I'm at a restaurant. So a waiter brings my food.
Obviously not fine dining.
Oh yeah, but let me say you want, I don't know, a casual dining restaurant,
Like a pub?
Lucky Horseshoe, or the equivalent to Lucky Horseshoe.
So you gotta go in the back and like actually push the kitchen door and like ask for
No. That's
I'm thinking like they bring the food to me,
food
but I
to
gotta
you.
get it and go for
Yeah.
ketchup.
Yeah, go get your ketchup.
No, the
Go-
ketchup should be on the table. I'm
Well,
confused
no,
with
no,
this.
I agree with you. Like when you go there, you engage in a transaction. I've given you the money. Bring me everything. That's how it should be. But I mean, that's what happens over
That
there.
seems stupid.
I mean, you go to supermarkets over there. There's self checkouts as well.
Yeah.
Which I don't understand how that. Anyways, that's
So I guess that's the direction that you were going in now, that they start having servers.
Robots.
Yeah, B. All the things that we can do. I was wondering about gas attendants, you know.
I don't understand why we pay for gas. Well, not to defend anybody that's a gas attendant, but why do we pay gas attendants? Like,
Why do we pay them?
as in, like in the States, you just
mean
have
you
your
can
own
do it
gas.
yourself?
Yes, anyone
Right.
can do this. I don't
Yeah.
understand the actual advantage of having a gas attendant.
But then if the gas attendants don't have that job, then
Of course, that's why I said not to offend anybody. I'm
no.
not saying-
Yeah, by saying that, I was thinking about that on the way here, so it's really weird that you said that. And I was saying that if we had to get rid of gas attendants now and just do it as self-serve, then all those people would be unemployed. And then
Exactly.
yeah, so
Like there
I
are
think
a
it's
lot
like
of
a-
jobs in Barbados that's very easily replaceable. Like the same baggage people in the supermarkets. Like
yeah.
that's like almost everyone's first job. However, that is a very, very easily replaceable job. I can bag my own groceries.
But all those people that would then be out of a job, what can we
I'm not
replace
saying do
those
it.
What would they be
positions
doing?
with then? Like, how can we replace those positions in the job market?
Right. I'm not saying do it because our unemployment rate would just increase for no reason. But
Yeah.
the reality is it's a very replaceable job.
You're right.
But I mean, these business owners probably do have a probably unwritten agreement with whatever powers that be that manage these things, that they will provide employment opportunities to the population.
Maybe that.
I never thought of this until I don't think about it. Like, why do we honestly do it? Like, businesses are failing, but this is still a practice that we keep.
Yeah, is it just like a traditional?
I rather,
kinda-
alright, this can be so controversial, I guess, but I rather like keep grocery prices down and don't pay a baggage person. I think I think if it means that the majority of Barbadians would save money.
Yeah, that's a simple way of looking at it, but I get the concept that
yeah,
you're talking
right.
about.
Of course, though, I'm not saying I want
It's like a capitalist.
another truck. I guess I don't know what that is.
I'm trying to see. Anyway, I don't want like everybody 16-year-old not going to school want a little vacation money working in summer job to lose it. Because my first job was in Tannies, and it was not doing anything. But I was getting paid $5 an hour, so I was cool for that summer.
$5 an hour.
Back then, that was so much
Good
money.
grief, me.
So you didn't bring
As a-
anyone
as
a
a-
pair of shoes?
Huh?
You didn't bring.
Yeah,
anyone
but
a
that was
pair of
it. Like really and truly, like, oh, try these on. You want a size 12? Okay, I'll get them, and then get the size 12 shoe, and then they go back to the person, and
that's
then
doing
they carry to the
something.
cashier.
Yeah,
That's doing something though.
No, the person.
You provided a service.
but
I just think like it ain't necessary for a little boy to be doing.
yeah, anybody that knows about this stuff, like these jobs and why we keep them, and if we should move on and stuff, yeah, comment
Honestly,
under this.
honestly,
and
do
let
this
us- yeah.
is something
that
that
is
should-
interesting.
that's
No,
an
that's-
interesting discussion to have.
Anyway, back to blacks and whites.
Yeah.
Yeah. Do you ever hear people that are white like be racist or use derogatory terms, nigger, etc.?
Hard R or soft R?
I'll be honest with you. I have never been around someone that said that in malice.
But I might say
Right, in malice.
However,
Yeah.
Right.
however, I don't think it should be right to be saying it even, without malice.
So they'd just be like, look at those niggas over there. Just
I think he's saying like
No,
you said grazing.
No, breezing. Breezing is funny. Shit.
I
Grazing is
swear
hilarious.
you just said grazing. I think you mean like if I'm singing, I don't know, a song.
which happened today. This is September still, right? July. I was talking to a white woman, and she was saying, what she was singing? She was singing, not my nigga. She was singing.
That's just funny because
she was singing.
Slave master.
She was singing.
There's a heavy historical context to that one.
What she was singing. She was singing something that had nigger in it, and she was like just rapping it, and she was like, I love that rap song, right? And I was like, if this was somebody else, she would get abused so bad for that.
When me and her playing for the Featherholics parties in reggae lounge,
I was gonna ask you how reggae lounge
a predominantly like white party. We DJ there, and like like there got some songs and cut it, so people sing it. My nigga is a good example because that is something that's happened.
Yeah.
My motherfucking nigga, and you cut it, and all these white people, my motherfucking nigga.
I don't know. I used to like censor myself. Like when I was coming out, I used to bleep myself out.
Right.
And I'd be like, all right, I don't want to cause.
But so you never really say it like when you sing along to a song or whatever.
In the privacy of my own home.
Yeah. But and the thing is too, right? The thing is too is I saw it was something that came out the other day with these sorority sisters in a college, and they were singing along to Gold Digger by Kanye, and they were saying broke nigga, he ain't broke nigga, whatever, and they got suspended from school for singing that song, and I don't know how to feel about that. I don't really think you should suspend somebody. Context is more important than what you say.
But you've got to be responsible as well,
How?
They're doing that and knowing everyone's recording it.
Yeah, well, yeah.
You've got to be responsible. Common sense has to prevail sometimes.
But as you say, common sense, we got to look at your intent as opposed to the content. You got to look at that's not just the fact that they're saying nigger. They got to look at why they're saying it and what way they're saying it. If you recite something and it has nigger in it,
if I'm quoting something,
then I can't have the same sort of reaction towards you as if you actually said that nigger needs to go and pick those cherries for me.
Are you it's PewDiePie?
Yeah.
He recently got in trouble for saying nigger, but he used it, and he was playing the game, and he was like, "Oh, you're such a nigger." In that context,
no, that's wrong.
I think what made it worse is that he said, "Oh, I'm sorry," but he's being such an asshole.
Yeah. You can't come back from that.
He's there's association there. There's a negative association with the word, and
Whereas those sorority girls were just singing a song.
Right.
I think that we overly sensitive toward it. I think but in circumstances like that, you should give it a little leniency, because as you said, you're singing a song.
Yeah. So but I don't know. People don't listen to that though. People don't listen and also if someone is ignorant to saying it, for example, if you're quoting a song but you're saying it to a black person, you should also be cognizant of who is in your presence and who is in earshot of you.
Mm-hmm.
But if somebody doesn't know that, sometimes you can't hold them also to the same level that you will hold somebody else. Right. Sometimes ignorance is actually a thing that you need to bear in mind.
They might honestly just don't know.
Right. But I don't think I've ever heard nigger really in Barbados either. So I wasn't sure if amongst the white community, if they have a different, they act differently and speak about black people differently. But I never felt it.
I can only speak from the experiences I've had with white people. I don't want to say that there are no Bajan race. There are no racist Bajans. Obviously, there will be a few. But I feel like the way we were raised.
They hide it well.
Yeah, that's why I don't know.
I was saying the way they were raised, we intermix at some point in our cultures or in our lives. So I feel like we more understanding of each. No, that's a poor word. They're more understanding of us.
No. That's what you said is true.
But we're not. I don't think the majority of black people understand the white people.
Oh yeah, right.
I mean, they're more understanding of us.
Yeah.
I was going to present that situation to you actually. Do you think because of our size, as not just geographically, but population is small as well, that I don't want to use the word forced, but
forced though.
Yeah,
but you are forced to mix.
People are forced to integrate, and by integration, you become educated about other people's ideas, perspectives,
in Barbados,
mentalities.
White people are the minority,
right?
So it's like you can't not interact with I mean, in the States, you could honestly do it in a week. I'm pretty sure, because I'm pretty sure there are some states or counties in the U.S. that you cannot see black people for a whole week.
I've met people that didn't see black people till they met me. Yeah, I was, I think it was 14, and I was on a cruise, and this girl was just like asking me questions like, "This is the first black person I've ever really spoken to." She was from like Texas or something like that. So it's really easy for them to never see a certain race, but for us, we really ain't got no choice. So
if you get in your bank, you got to deal with a black woman.
Yeah,
I've never. If you call the police, you will talk to a black person. So it's not possible for a Bayesian white not to interact.
And from my experiences too, because I don't think I've ever had that experience. Just a backstory about me: I went to St. Gabriel's when I was in primary school.
So how do you only know 2 white people? How do you only know two white people?
Well, all of them, from what I understand, I think like a lot of them left, and something else I want to get to as well. It feels like there's a white Barbados and a black Barbados.
Like white Facebook.
Right. Well, right. Well,
I don't know if that exists.
There is a white Facebook.
Maybe there's
the font is different.
Well, I don't know. What's Times New Roman or something like that?
But yeah, so when I went to St. Gabriel's though, it was just, I think like I had like 10 best friends, right? You know, you have a lot of best friends in primary school.
That'd be so
right. I had 9. The 9 were white, and 1 was black. Shout out to Justin Holder. But yeah, and then everybody else was white. But I didn't really see I didn't really understand race at the time. I didn't really see. Like, if you asked me when I was younger,
you didn't see color, dog?
No. I actually told somebody that I didn't see color. And when I say I didn't see color, I mean like if you had to ask me to describe somebody to you, the first 5 things I wouldn't say wouldn't be they're right. I would say the way they would act. I would say, oh well, their hair is like this. I would say, well, they hang around this guy. But I would never say you white fella. But if somebody asks who is, you know, somebody named, you know, Akila, I know I'll be like big flat back Akila, right? So I just saying.
You're saying back then you referred to by name.
No, but they probably got multiple big flat back Akilas. But I'm just saying we do that now. Well, and that's when from primary school into secondary school is when I learned colorism, and I actually started to look at Ross differently, because Ross is the white fella that went call me by the way, and Ross came from St. Gabriel's, right?
So you just noticed he was white,
right?
Wow.
Not that I noticed that he was white, but I noticed how different it was to like the average Bajan, because the way that they would interact with him and the way that I would interact with him at St. Gabriel's was different, and that then conditioned me to in some ways look at him differently, right? For the worse, to be honest, for the worse, because I was like, it's just Ross, whatever. I was at Ross's house, you know, growing up and thing, but no, it's like Ross, the white fella Ross. That's who Ross is now.
That's what I say. A lot of Bajans aren't understanding. Yeah. Because you never had a real experience. A lot of Bajans, their only experience with white people is what they see on TV.
Yeah.
Or if they happen to meet one at school.
Yeah, right.
That ain't happening. Dog, I went to Wesley Hall. No, there will never be a white person at Wesley Hall. If there ever is, I am so sorry.
Yeah.
So when your first interaction with a white person is on TV, oh well, the whole march I had in Charleston the other day. If that's your first interaction with a white person, you see one, you can be like,
that stuff makes me cringe. Like, I don't know. I ask myself, how deluded do you have to be to, you know, do that? You know, to think you have to do that. I don't know. I can't speak for those people over here. I don't know what their living conditions are. I don't know what the social issues and stuff are.
When you hear like a news story, do you like in your head like, please don't be white, please don't be white, please don't be white?
Sometimes.
I do.
I do. Please don't be black as well.
Yeah. But the thing is that these news this perpetuate certain black on white crimes and things. So to make it seem even worse than it really is. So they will only highlight the ones that got a black man in it or a white man in it.
Same thing with terrorism too, like.
Yeah, yeah. Because I mean, the white terrorists running about but they never label them white, the terrorists. But if it's somebody that look like, you know,
Muhammad.
That's for social media to do.
I felt so bad for saying that.
Okay, but yeah.
Can I rewind to something you mentioned earlier? Yeah. Your point about, you were saying that you didn't really notice colorisms until you went.
No, I didn't, honestly.
It's the same thing for me. That's the honest truth. I thought it was just a luxury I had. Obviously, you had the same. I went to the Rock. You know, it was a private school, but
And is it predominantly white, innit? Cause my sister went there.
no, it wasn't predominantly white.
Right,
no.
my sister went.
But there
So-
were multiple white people though.
There were multiple,
Yeah,
yeah. But I'd say there was a very, very even balance.
Mm.
So I never gave it a thought, you know.
Yeah.
The first day I realized that there were black and white people was my first day of secondary school.
Wow.
When I sat down in class, I'm like, you know what? I look kind of different. I look kind of different to everyone else. You know?
Yeah, exactly.
That's hilarious.
Yeah. I feel that
That's
same
so
way.
ridiculous, but you're 12.
Yeah. But in primary school too, I remember we did a lot of sleepovers at like with my friends and like going by their house, and I remember all of them and their white family would embrace me as if I was their own, like invite me over for dinner. They will have dinner at 6, by the way. That is something that I've never seen black people really do. Like they'll all come together as a family and have dinner.
What? No, that's blasphemy.
Yeah. Eat in your room and go along.
Yeah.
But yeah,
My family tried that. It didn't last.
it didn't last.
Didn't last.
Yeah,
So like they have like family conversation.
My family,
Yeah.
My family don't
How-
speak. We speak one-on-one to each
Right,
other.
yeah, that is cool. Like, what difference is this?
When I
at the
stayed-
table?
when I
Wait,
had-
they eat at the dining room table.
Yeah, there's
I don't eat
yeah.
at my table.
And then you like, you know, like how you see on movies, like pass the this, pass
You're
the
a
that.
liar.
Yeah, and you'll be like, how was your day? What's going on? Wholesome family goodness, whiteness.
No, a wholesome family thing is when you get your fat on the Sunday for ice cream.
Yeah, sorry, that good bash me for
When you
that.
get
Right, something like that, right. But yeah, but they think they did that. I don't know if they did that religiously, but every time that I was there, after a certain time, they would say, well, you have to leave before 6 because we're having lunch, having dinner, sorry, or you could stay if you want to stay, whatever. If you don't want to stay for dinner, then left because everybody gonna be eating dinner while you done. They just doing that, right? So cool, right? So I felt like I was welcomed with open arms. Every house that I was in, I'll be running about. So I never really realized whatever.
So you tell me is that you denied the invite to the white Facebook?
Probably
The
what
man about this white face, but bad and all big man.
Alright.
So say this white Facebook does exist. Marcus, are you bitter? That
Am I?
Are you bitter that you're not in it?
I would have liked to get a little, a friend request. But okay, this is the point that I was making to you though.
Do the friend requests look different as well?
Okay, but yeah, right. What I wanted to ask you, right, is the more that I was at Commermere, the less I was talking to my primary school friends, right? And the blacker my friends got then, and I stopped having as much white friends, right? But I have none. Anybody that wants to be my white friend, feel free. Well, no, I guess I got you and Graham.
Oh, I was thinking Graham Bell, sorry.
Nah, he's very much a black man.
I was gonna ask you why you thought.
No, I got like 3, but not anybody that I talk to like regularly, like, every day.
You got Megan and still friends with me?
Nah. Shout out to Megan though, she went to get real still. But yeah, right. So the blacker friends that I got, the less white people that I was seeing, like part of them is B. Like I was wondering, like where do they? So then it made me wonder if there's if there are certain things that certain parties and events and things that white people have that they just have amongst their community, not because of racism or whatever, but just because they know.
Just who you know.
Yeah, just who you know, just come.
Yeah.
That you would see that as a thing, or
Possibly, yeah. Yeah.
But isn't that how things like Liquid started out? Like Liquid was a real white people thing. That is one example. Then they have Priva. The whole West Coast lifestyle. It's probably just West Coast.
And then one black person went Liquid and was like, "Come on, guys, come on."
Then it was all over.
Drinks are free.
like drinks are free.
Free. But yeah. Okay, yeah. I felt that way though. It felt like I was like there were certain things I was going to, but then the more and more I got black friends, I stopped hearing about them. So I was like, you just gotta know, man. And it's a small that like it's like 9% Bajans are white, right? 9%,
something like
that. Some small number.
Where you get this figure from? I'm genuinely asking. Genuinely.
I just guessed.
Okay, because you sounded very confident.
No, somebody told me so. Somebody told me it was 9%. I could be wrong though. Anybody that if I'm wrong, just correct me. But yeah.
Can anyone confirm that?
Please.
Yeah, but sometimes I just feel like less be. They got some weeks eyes go by and I don't see a white man
Don't see a white
ever.
person be.
Ever. So Yeah, but yeah, so I was just like, this got like your own events or whatever. None of there's an issue with it, but you know,
You haven't been to the farmers market? Because that's another way people think.
I have,
Farmers markets
I
in
have
Barbados.
never been to a farmers market. No.
Farmers
But you know
market
they
is what
exist
it
though.
Yes, my mom loves it. My mother loves the farmers market. But I think I'm gonna go a day as well.
Farmers market is like Bridgetown market, but
No.
What
It's
is
like,
it?
Like farmers grow produce and then they go somewhere and sell it.
they're really into organic food, like growing
I
your
think
own
you're
food and
generalizing white people when you say that, but Josh nodding, so yes.
stuff. but aren't they though?
I
Like majority?
I don't know.
From
I don't know.
Well, one thing for sure is that from what I see, a lot of white Bajans care about our environment.
yeah.
So when it comes to growing things, I would expect that was one of the components of their caring about the environment too. Because when I go, so for research in some sense, what I do, and I do research or I have to talk to somebody, a lot of the people that are really championing the environmental movement in Barbados, they are white people. So if they're growing potatoes and things in their backyard, they won't be surprised. Yeah, but yeah. Right. What else we gonna talk about? Okay, here's my thing. The next thing I want to talk about was the whole thing with Miss Universe Barbados.
Right.
This is what really inspired me to have this conversation with you.
I was gonna ask if that's what.
Yeah, it did. It did. Mostly because Leslie is a Comorian, and I use the term friend loosely with everybody, but I consider her a friend of mine, and I want her to do well, and I think she's gonna do well and that kind of thing, right? And I know her, and I know her personality, and she has, to me, a queen's personality. She has a very humble personality, and she's one of those people that when you speak to her for the first time, she makes you feel as though you're the only person that matters at that moment right now, right? And a lot of people, either you got that or you don't have that quality. But then when I see her win, I see in Bajans just saying, one, she don't look like she represent Bajan girls. Two, she ain't white, but she got the hair of a white girl. Why she hair blonde? Why she this and that? And it really brought back to the surface all of the underlying feelings that Bajans got about, you know, colorism, racism, etc. And I have me feel where, like, how you could judge somebody just solely based on the color of their skin that they cannot represent Barbados. Like, that makes sense?
Right. Not that I agree with any of the comments, but I mean realistically, if I tell you picture a Japanese person, you did not picture a black person, you did not picture a white person.
Right.
They had that same issue when their delegate for Miss Universe was black.
I mean,
And-
Japan?
Yeah. They had a black Miss Japan. So that was a whole big issue.
So they forgot that there's a competition and there's like requirements and criteria, and that you have to like do more
Of
than
course
just
not.
look like
Of course not,
a
but-
Japanese person.
But not that I agree, but I understand what people mean by Leslie does not look like the average Bajan. Not that she has to because she won the competition. That Miss Japan did not look like the average Japanese person. She had on weave.
But what's wrong with not looking like the average Bajan?
Nothing. But I'm just saying I understand, not agree with their concerns. Because not that you have to, it's not a delegate of the most average Bajan and then you have other people from other countries as the most average citizen. It is, she was in competition, ultimately 6 or 10 or how much ever, she was number 1. Good. But at the end of the day, when people hear Miss Barbados, that's not who they imagine.
Yeah, I mean, it's important to understand where those sentiments come from. And once you do, you know, the debate becomes a bit easier, you know, once you understand why people say it that way. But saying that, I think you got to remember that, you know, Miss Universe is not a competition between the average of any
Exactly.
population.
That's what I'm saying.
Right.
You know, they're probably in the top percentage of, I don't know, lookers.
Yeah.
Well, family people that enter the competition.
Right.
So first of all, you're not really comparing the average.
You're not.
The average, you know, Bajan average, American average.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
like it's not about like the average girls.
Exactly.
It's like
Which I would love to see, by the way.
that'd be funny.
I would love that.
Just the battle of the averages.
Yeah, just like a real
average
a real
James.
6.
Yeah. Who's the best 6 out of all these 6s? That's funny.
No, I think we have a good idea here.
The 6 pageant.
But also, who
Miss 6.
who decides?
Okay, that's the usual.
Right. Well, you said who decides, right?
Who decides what the average Barbadian looks like? I mean, what criteria would you put
Actually,
into that?
what do you think the average Bajan woman looks like?
Well, it's in numbers.
Period, just
the
off the top.
average. Yeah, if you were to put your hand in a pool of Barbadian people, you know,
She bossy
a
big?
Barbadian would be a black woman. Yeah.
She bossy big?
Yeah.
How women does respond to you, like in terms of like being white is a thing? Like, do they feel like
You ever had a black girl, B?
My girlfriend isn't white.
Oh,
No.
she's Indian?
No, she's actually mixed black and Indian.
Oh,
oh
Yeah.
I don't know how I spot that.
that's black, right?
That's Douglas.
Black.
Call
You don't know.
us spade a
I
spade.
don't know. Okay, say. But when women see you out, because I know that you got a lot of black friends, though. I just know you got a lot of black friends.
Yeah.
So when you were that one white man and amongst the black friends, and you in your area that has a lot of black people, women, their eyes just like, you ever see like them just looking like he's a white man?
Not really. You know.
He's a rich white man with an L200.
First of all, my L200 is 13 years old, so I wouldn't see that as a denoter of wealth anymore.
No, people like to be high in cars. That's all this all is. They like to be in a high
higher vehicle.
Yeah.
Right. No, I wouldn't say that. No, I don't think I ever got more preferential treatment.
All right.
from
But it
women.
makes sense
Let me
saying
ask
that.
a different question.
Uh-huh.
You've ever been out with your friends and they expect you to buy for drinks? Or you've ever gone out with a girl and she ordered a bottle of wine or anything like, because you're assuming I'm not. Even if it was white, I would assume that because I am white, they're expecting that I have money and they're making demands. Have you ever experienced something like that?
I've never experienced that. No.
Okay.
Really?
No.
I'm
never
shocked.
have.
But people never expect that you have money though. In
A
general.
Parama ever asked you for $10?
Yeah, I know. I have pulled up for gas station and the power man would make a beeline for me.
Right.
Like
okay.
he would dodge dodge people to get.
And what about people thinking that you was a tourist? You get that a lot.
Many taxi man.
Yeah, right.
So you get the accents all the
Yeah.
time.
Hey, brother.
Yeah.
Hey man, you going to Bridgetown?
Yeah, right. Yeah, I can see
But the
that.
thing about it is, you just know it's gonna happen. Like
Yeah.
you see a guy walking towards you, and I just know he's gonna put on an accent and talk to me.
How do you feel when that happens?
It makes me cringe.
Yeah.
It really makes me cringe.
What your responses be though? Nah, boss.
Not families.
No, I don't do that. I don't do that thing where you overcompensate your Bajaness.
Oh,
I
okay,
wish you would
yeah,
though.
I don't
okay.
do that. I don't.
Just for these shits and
I don't-
giggles.
Yeah.
I wish you
I
would.
don't- Nah, I'm alright.
Nah.
I'm good. I'm good.
Nah, you gotta call your asshole. B.
Yeah, I thought so because of a lot of black girls generally when they see a red man, black girls like red men, right? The same way black dark skinned women, dark skinned men like red girls,
Stop
right?
saying what you were saying. Alright, never mind.
What?
You're right, never mind.
Wait,
I thought you was gonna say the same words.
Oh no! I just stop saying what I say. No, but yeah. So I just thought that also will go on to you.
I
as
don't
well.
think, well, it's something I actually read that black women aren't necessarily attracted to people outside of their race.
I know a lot of black girls that don't like white men.
Oh, their race period, they probably don't like Indian men too. Like, that's a statistic. Like, black women are least likely to date outside of their race.
Why?
Out of anyone.
It said it gave an explanation why.
Mm-mm.
That's interesting.
This was a,
And only black women, not black men.
black men date outside their race. They're more likely to.
Black
White
women
people,
aren't.
but white people,
Black
white
people,
men,
black women.
white men are less likely to date outside their race than white women.
Okay.
But black women was at the bottom of the thing. They do just
Why black women gotta be at the bottom me?
black women are at the top of the thing. They just don't date outside their race. That sounds better. They were at the extreme end.
See, but that's interesting.
But what do you think that statistic means?
I don't know because
I don't know what that means either.
I find it odd, to be honest. I mean, you always say black men and shit, so
Yeah.
figure they'll left me.
Would you date outside your race?
Yeah.
Or would you-
Yeah, of course. But I waited for it. I looking. Hell.
I dated. Does that call a Douglas girl would count?
Douglas. Not really.
I did. I used to talk to that white woman though.
Oh really?
Yeah.
Oh, say.
You know this.
No, I don't.
Well, I'm saying talks about. You know the story.
I don't.
Yeah, you do.
Well,
No, I don't.
What's the story?
Yes, you do.
What's the
No,
story?
that story is the
Can
worst story
you
of my
share
life.
it?
What's
Do you know the
story?
story? No. I just said it's the worst story of my life. Forget it.
Wait.
Yes. You know what I mean? No.
Save. Oh, save. That's the one that you can't talk about.
Yeah.
Talk
Ever.
about
Can't talk ever. Not just a podcast. Ever.
You didn't tell me that it was.
I thought we did. We did this.
No. That.
All right, move on.
Did
though.
it have long-lasting?
It was a very bad story.
It's long-lasting memories that Kofi has.
All right, let's move on.
How long did it take you to get over it?
I'm not over it.
Fair enough.
I will pay you to say that on your podcast.
I will never say that
That's
out
the
loud.
funniest story ever.
It's actually not funny. It's terrible. You don't know it. It's terrible, B.
You wasn't there?
He
No,
wasn't
you
there.
wasn't there. Okay.
Well, we
so
can
yeah.
talk about it when the camera's
Dog, I don't think I was on. How about it? Let me stop saying the first.
Alright.
Come here, one cry.
But you've had black girls too before.
No.
Oh, really?
I've talked to black girls, yes. Yeah.
Oh,
But you never was in a relationship with one.
No.
but with white girls.
Pardon me?
You was in a relationship with white girls.
No, I haven't
before.
been in many relationships.
Oh, so this
That's-
the good girl is your first girl.
Third main girlfriend.
So you had like two other Douglas. Where you find these Douglas girls, me?
There's like a library.
I know.
Or Douglas alone on wait Facebook.
I don't know.
Alright, moving on.
About Douglas Facebook. They got Douglas Facebook now.
Insane,
I
man.
love it. What the hell?
Datapunjabi.com.
You
Moving
just
on.
feel underrepresented on like when you watch CBC because they ain't got no white people on CBC.
People watch CBC.
Like you news me. You
No,
watch the
no,
news?
that's he's a true Bajan.
You watch the news?
Not really, Not really.
But if you knew that there weren't any white people on CBC, anybody to represent your community, would you care?
I don't really think white Bajans really worry about those things. I don't want to be the voice for everyone.
Yeah, no, of course
You
not.
are though.
But
I don't think that's one of those things that
People
are really in the conscious of the white population. You know, underrepresentation has been is probably more of a thing for what people perceive to be minorities. Or
right. But
So
in
you
this
don't
case,
consider
you're a
yourself
minority, right? You would consider yourself a minority.
yeah.
That's a powerful
But-
minority to
Right.
some extent.
It's such a funny thing because he what he said technically is right about he doesn't need to feel underrepresented because they're that powerful
Yeah.
of a people.
But at the same time, I know a white guy that had
Role model,
applied.
little boy.
Yeah. I know a white guy that had applied for CBC, and he was a really, really well-known announcer, and they said no. Yeah, and he
But what was the reason for saying?
well, yeah, he kind of said the only reason why they were saying no because it was a position open, and he applied for it, and they didn't even respond. He said it was because he was white, but of course he could say that he was just assuming. But at the same time, though,
Like, why would they not take him?
yeah, and his resume is like pristine,
Oh,
right? So I don't know. It makes me wonder though. Like maybe there should be a white person on CBC.
What for? Why though? Like, I would more put an Indian person on CBC. I can't think of any.
Indian
I can't
person
think
too.
of any other race.
Other than black.
Like the only people. I'm not say that. Alright, don't worry. But yeah,
No,
I can't say any race
say
that's
me,
not
say
like
me. So I can use it as an Instagram clip.
funny.
But once again, the CBC issue is probably, they probably just don't have that many white people applying.
Applying.
Yeah,
exactly.
true, that too.
Because they don't.
That too.
I mean, I think a white person would be better off like starting their own production house. Their own media house, sorry. Not applying to
Although
CBC.
white people are quite involved in radio. I mean,
They are on radio, yeah. Especially like Mix 96.
Which is what I said. It would be better to start your own company, I guess,
Yeah.
than to actually apply to CBC.
Yeah.
There's no real benefit to that.
By saying like the visual though, just seeing the visual of whether it's Indian or
I
white.
think that's like the same thing as saying like they should call a white policeman. There's no real need.
Not necessarily a white policeman. I think it's different when you're talking about media. When they got people that are like being the voice for the people. The voice
You
for the
mean,
people
like-
can all be the same.
All right, when you
thing.
say, well, I'm thinking you mean like a host on CBC News.
No, not necessarily a
Well, so
host,
what-
but
what do you mean?
having a face there that.
But you only need representation if you have an issue you want to come up. I don't think the white community has issues, which is why I wanted to say it.
But if that's the case, then how come everybody got issue representation in Hollywood with black people? That we don't have enough representation in Hollywood, people, whether it's movies, whatever.
But do they have issues? We have that issue in movies.
But there's a historical context to that too, and just the simple fact that they are minorities in that country, you know.
A black minority will feel, smaller. I don't want to say smaller, but they will feel less. Imagine in America where like your voice isn't heard. I don't think white people have a problem being heard in Barbados. But black people in America will have a problem being heard.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's a very good point.
Okay, being heard, but what about being seen?
But once again, like, why do you want to be seen? What happens when you see me? What do I say? My life is great. I got top scores in Gene.
But then they can use that same argument for why would black people want to be represented.
Black people would like to be
Hollywood.
represented because they would like to be seen. They would like a positive image. They would like a role model.
But you don't need a positive image and a role model that needs to be your complexion. You could just whether it's that.
No, but people tend to identify with what's similar to them.
A lot of people.
Right,
not
so
me
what do you
personally,
want?
I didn't know not you as well, but find it easier to project themselves onto someone that looks like them.
So then apply that to, in this case. Would you not want, if you are listening or watching the TV, that you see somebody that looks like you?
Do you think white people need heroes? If they need a hero, they can literally look at their dad.
I'm not saying a hero, but wait,
A black person can't look at his dad. I can't find it.
Come on! Alright, Kofi on a roll today. Alright, Kofi on a roll today. For real.
Oh
my god, yeah. Alright, but wait.
Whoa.
But yeah, no, but I thought the same rule would apply if we want to be seen. I would like to be seen in movies, yeah. So I would like to see black people in movies and see a face that looks similar to mine. So I'm saying in this case, if we on our only television station, I thought it would be reasonable to say that a white person will want to be seen on the Barbadian.
I'm just gonna ask again, why? First of all, the way people have
All the reasons that black people want to be seen in Hollywood, white people want to be seen on the only television station that we got.
No, but wait, what do white people see the only television station we have?
But then you have to ask if
My
anybody
grandparents
sees.
used to watch it every day.
Why? There was then they had a direct TV. That's what you mean.
Even up until, I mean, they passed away 2 or 3 years ago. But even up until 3 years ago, they wanted to watch the news. They wanted to watch Days of Our Lives. They wanted to watch those things.
What?
But
Use your privilege.
I did, John.
Don't stop.
I don't know.
I'm just thinking like, because of the historical aspect of it, as Josh said, you want to be heard, you want to be recognized, respected is the word I'm looking for.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think white people need to fight. Well, I think the reason why black people are fighting, they're fighting to be equal to white people, they're fighting to be respected. I don't think a Bayesian white needs to fight for respect.
But how can you say that? I don't really get what you mean.
They're at the top of the gene pool.
Yeah, but power doesn't mean
I would have said
not gene pool.
I should
Oh my
say so.
god,
But-
coffee.
That was a poor.
Yeah, that was terrible. But
What are you, like a reverse Hitler or something?
But what he's saying is wealth and power don't necessarily mean respect, though.
True.
Right. So I'm saying, like for example, the same way that they have power on wealth, but because they're in a minority, they may experience prejudice because of black people that may not understand or interact with them. So I'm saying that they may still want to get some kind of respect, although they have power and.
So you want like a PSA on CBC or like understanding?
No. I'm not saying that. I'm
Yeah,
just saying. I'm just saying that I wouldn't want white people to feel neglected, regardless.
That's the best sentence I've ever heard in my life.
No, but
I wouldn't want white people to feel neglected.
think about it. If we exclude other countries, right, and we just talk about Barbados. In Barbados, is 9% of the population, right? Now, I know that they got a lot of historical context and that they got a lot of inherited wealth and thing amongst y'all, but at the same time, respect should be for everybody regardless.
Yeah,
So, I mean, if you're not feeling like if you feel like overlooked because of who you are or what was passed down to you, you gotta acknowledge that.
I'm just wondering. Well, Josh, have you ever felt like overlooked or disrespected?
No, I think that's the core of the matter.
Right.
Mm.
I do understand what you mean though, Marcus, because a lot of black Bajans are ignorant of the whole white Bajan community in that they may see them and project what they know of white people onto them. The same racism they see in the media all the time.
Yeah.
However, like the majority of Bajan, I don't know a Bajan white person that ain't cool.
Yeah, me neither, actually. I don't know any.
So like if they don't feel disrespected or overlooked, then
But it's still worth asking though, because I mean,
that I understand what your point you're trying to make.
I've seen times that we've joked a bit too much, like when we was at Carmera Ross.
Yeah, I heard about something when I told them.
Yeah. We said
used to call him man.
we used to call him a whole bunch of things that they weren't necessary, and because it was a lot of us, sometimes a joke I think you could take a joke a bit too far.
Yeah, he probably just felt getting home to his white family.
Yeah.
You season use meat.
Yes,
Good to know.
Yes, that's a cultural thing. That's one of those things that transcends cultures.
Yeah, I think it's a cultural thing more than
that
a
meat seasoning is more of a cultural thing.
Yeah,
I'll take your mother trained you so.
Yeah. Oh yeah,
That's true. Yeah.
So you got royalties.
Korean you beans or whatever.
Yeah.
That's why you like Douglas girls.
Oh shit.
That's so strange.
I don't know.
Your mother is white or Douglas?
No, my mother's got mixed heritage, but you probably see her as white. Yeah.
Oh, so you white passing like Lucy?
Yeah.
You know, Lucy
we need a thoroughbred.
We didn't get
a thoroughbred white person.
Yeah. You're not thoroughbred. You will probably get. And let me not say that either.
I'm glad you made sense during the cells though. We're
doing well. Let me see. The thing I thought about this podcast enough, and then we had a bunch of questions that I wanted to ask. Oh wait, man. Yeah, but when it comes to symbols in Barbados, right? Like symbols representing slavery and stuff. Because I was looking at Charlottesville, and they've been pushing down all of the Confederate statues because they symbolize a time when people supported slavery, right? There's the time in Germany, I think they knocked down Hitler's house because of what he represents, right? Do you think that we should knock down the plantations?
Knocking down plantations. I mean, you could definitely understand the argument for it.
I'm asking, like, I'm simply asking the question.
I want Josh to answer that first.
Because we glorify our plantations to the point that we don't even call them plantations. We call them great houses, and there's nothing great about them. Right? So, yeah. So, what do you think? Well, not knock them down, but we should, like, not hold them in. We should not keep them as a revered property.
Oh, man, boy.
I don't know. Are there any black families owning plantations that are making financial gain off of them?
We don't know. You don't know.
That in itself would
Maybe men is muddy lawn. I don't know. Like, what? Yeah.
If that's the case, then no. I mean, I don't really understand that whole mentality of freaking out about saving a statue.
You don't think that they should have pushed him down?
No, I don't care. I don't push it down or not. It doesn't.
These statues, I understand. I can understand knocking over a statue because of what it represents. Hitler House should be the museum. Because really, truly,
a museum?
Yes. I mean, what you're saying. There are museums that, if you go through Barbados Museum, you will see put from slavery days, and you're not saying this is correct, and you're not praising it. You're just saying this is a timepiece. This is what this represented. If Frank's house could be a museum, that's just the other end of the spectrum.
Yeah, but she was a victim. He was the fella that basically killed 6 million Jews.
Yes.
People are passing there.
I'm not saying praise it. I am not saying praise it. I'm sure I can think of a better. I'm sure I can think of a better example.
You're not asking for renovations to Hitler's house. That's not what you're asking for.
No.
Right.
Oh, I try to think of a better example. There are some things that are from dark period of times.
That you should still.
Not you should, but they are still. Oh, jeez, I'm trying to think of any example.
Anything.
Romar, you want to say something?
Right. I got like this theory about racism and like history and representation of these things. Like, I personally believe like to get rid of racism in a sense.
Right.
Right? Like, may agree that we ain't born racist or whatever the case may be. We just get teach these
Anyway, yeah.
No,
So
that's what you're saying.
Biology, the same thing that we said before, that biology says that you more have how should I say,
Affinity?
an affinity to protect and provide for the people that look like you. It would then make you somewhat ostracize yourself from people that aren't like you.
But is that
Okay,
racist
but-
though?
Yeah,
I
but-
can't like me,
yeah,
but,
yeah, but-
because they give you the first slice of bread, that don't mean they don't want to give Josh a slice of bread.
Yeah, but that's
That's
yeah.
not racist. That's my point.
No,
Because-
but if a white man says I want to give a white fella a job, and then the black person can get whatever jobs left, that's racism.
It's not racism.
Yeah, that's racism.
Isn't racism me hating?
Yeah.
Man,
But wait. Before you may run off.
right.
Before you may run off. Let me make my point, right? So what I was gonna say is that it goes back to what you always saying at the top in terms of not seeing black and white, right? Because you don't just grow up
Right.
integrated, no whatever, right?
Right.
So my thing is, so you're just speaking on the point of stamping out these symbols and things, right? My one point, my train of thought was like, all right, if we don't teach history in the schools in terms of if you grew up
Right.
like if you I know it probably impossible, but if you grew up not knowing the history of what happened in terms of slavery, in terms of
how bad it was,
in terms of the Holocaust,
how bad it was, right? Yeah.
etc., right? You won't know, right? So say millions of generations down the road, obviously millions, because I mean right now is a ripple effect, and the people that coming out can always know, well, this what happened back in slavery and thing, right?
So you say stop teaching it?
Right, you may not feel like it could stop
Teaching it?
like
No, that we we'll stop because we don't know.
Right, because how much of a generations it takes down the road, we'll know. I know that knows
I
much.
get
what you're
your
saying.
point, but-
Stop talking about it.
Yeah,
Is
basically
that-
what you're saying.
Right. In terms of stop teaching it.
I understand what you're
stop
saying, but
teaching
I
it.
think it's important to know.
But right, that's the other side of the argument.
The reason why I am not saying that they should stop teaching it is because we still feel the effects of it. If we didn't feel the effects of
that's
it
my point.
and people were reaping the benefits of it now, I would say stop teaching it.
But that's my point in terms to get it stamped out completely. Obviously, went all the way dead off, and like it is a frigate thought. And
Yeah,
it's a
no,
frigate-
yeah.
It's a frigate in terms of is a weird expectation and
Right.
achievement, because like there's this ripple effect going on now. I
Yeah.
see people reaping the effects
Right.
of it and what's not.
Post-emancipation,
if
yeah.
right, if like millions of
Yeah,
generations
yeah,
down the road,
yeah.
and them may know, so ain't a boy in the history books that
Should they keep teaching it? Basically, should they keep teaching it? Although in millions of generations down the road,
But I'm saying the
we're
millions of
feeling the
generations,
effects.
them ain't gonna know.
Right.
Cause it ain't there.
So you're saying that they should stop teaching it so that because it will reinforce it if they do. They'll reinforce the kind of racism.
And knowledge of it, and then people then
So you kind of want to do it. You want to reset society.
Yeah, that's what you mean.
in a sense.
Reset society's memory.
I kind of get what you mean.
Just, just
So
run
you
around
meant
with,
from Men in
like,
Black.
exactly.
Men in Black, the black.
Just one
Men in
big
Black.
one. Just
Men in Grey.
That's just my
I get you, man.
thing on
Men in
terms of
African American.
stamping out the plantation, in terms of stamping out the Holocaust.
I get what you mean. Yeah, no, I get what
think
you mean.
it's a weird and like world thought, because
No, it's complex though.
Right.
It's a complex weird thing to think about.
Sorry, this is way bad. Remember we saying Hitler House should be a museum?
Yeah.
Now you said another Hitler House, so there should not be pyramids.
I know it's story. What's it
Thousands of slaves died building them.
Yeah, but what else about it though?
What else about it they want?
I mean-
I don't understand.
No, but what else about? I don't know what else about your pyramids though.
I don't know anything about that. They look good.
No. Within Hitler, he wanted to make the perfect race, and he wanted to keep all the white people that he thought were pure humans that had the best genes, and then eradicate all the other people that he did not think had those genes. He killed 6 million Jews alone.
Yeah.
Millions of whether it's gays, blacks, whatever.
Yeah, of course.
That was his way of thinking.
Once again,
and yet you're keeping his house I don't think there's a good parallel between that and the pyramids. The pyramids, I don't know, but the pyramid. What the
I would have
pyramids
drawn
for?
an example as in you. But you should keep something, and you said Anne Frank was a victim, which is why her house is up, which I can understand.
Right.
But I'm just saying, like, I don't think there's any reason if I can make money from it. If your government can make money from it, like people, people just do weird things. People might want to go there just to pop.
But you're making money off
Are you
people
charged?
paying though.
And if you can charge people to throw
You're
rocks
making
at
money
it,
off people paying.
That has been of people paying.
Or people's pain.
Oh, paying. You're right.
Right. So
But
what?
that's not.
Like, okay, so if it's like a guy was like a serial rapist and he's like the world's best
there
rapist.
is a woman in the house. That's so funny.
world's best
Right, exactly. He was really good at raping, and he raped a lot of people. Right, he raped a lot of people. Should we hold his?
There is a woman
thing
in New Orleans, a slave master that used to torture and kill her slaves. Her house is now a museum. Obviously, it was a millions.
Which is another point that some of the great houses have like stables where they kept these slaves.
Right,
They
I'm
still
not
keep
saying.
them. So, like, what do you think?
I don't think you should celebrate these things, but for some people, it may be interesting.
And also, I don't to hook on to that point. I don't think we should sanitize our history either, and we should kind of take out the things that
Like
make us
in
feel
some of the
bad.
texts in school, but they replace the word slaves with unpaid workers, unpaid helpers.
Yeah, that's just
That's not what it was.
That's language, and that's how authorities use language to
They're trying
desensitize
to
people.
right, yeah, make it seem softer than it really was.
Yeah.
And I think it's Tom Sawyer that had a friend named Nigger Jim.
Oh, Huckleberry Finn.
Huckleberry Finn had a
Right.
friend named Nigger Jim, and they want to take out Nigger, and that was a thing. I don't think they should take it out because those are his words. That was what that man thought.
That's how people talk to that.
Right, exactly. So for them to take out Nigger Jim and just leave man as Jim, then he's no longer Nigger Jim.
And it's not giving you the right idea, the period.
Precisely.
That's true,
So
what would you replace it with? Just Jim?
Nah.
friendly neighborhood Jim. I saw that friendly neighborhood. What? Friendly neighborhood sweet boy.
Yeah.
That's so lame.
This is bullying?
That's lame.
Oh,
Anyway,
nah, breeze, be like
the
that.
friendly neighborhood sweet boy coffee.
Well,
coffee.
I can't think what we replace Nigger Jim with. Probably, I don't know.
Good friend Jim.
Nah.
all right. You can dwell on that.
Yeah, I'm going to dwell on this.
Well, if we, you're
Cotton
talking about.
Monkey Jim.
I was just I was just thinking about any other That's all I was thinking.
You're talking about there, they're replacing, knocking down statues and what's not.
Yeah.
The issue isn't where you start, it's where you stop.
Right.
And I think that is the decision that society will have to come to. I mean, we all live in democracies, don't we? What we perceive to be democracy.
Well, yeah, perceived democracy. Yeah.
Right, yeah.
Put it up to a vote.
Yeah.
My thing is, I think statues are fine. I think because a statue is literally like a monument dedicated to this person who pretty much did put.
Yeah, but what if the person was just a horrible person that did good things along the way? Like, should
Like
they
George
put
Washington.
George Washington is a bit different. Okay, let me put it this way, right? All morals change over time.
Yeah.
So back in his day, when it was
Which
okay
was
to have
normal.
slaves. Right, it was
Of
normal
course.
to have slaves, but also in that time he did great things.
Yes.
So can we really? Do you think that all white people in that time were bad people?
That is why he called his name because by today's standards, of course, they were
Right,
terrible.
today's standards.
But in the 1700s, that is how the 1700s was.
Right.
So I don't know if I can say he was a bad person. He was doing what everyone else was doing.
Right, he was right.
He was just following what the status quo was.
But in terms of saying, like,
I mean,
10 years ago, we were bashing the shit out of homosexuals. 10 years ago. That's so recent. Man, yesterday called somebody a faggot.
Right.
Not literally, but
Yeah.
it's very believable.
Yeah. So then, going back to my original question about the plantations,
I
then.
think plantations pushing it.
But okay, what about that principle is different?
I feel like because you could benefit from a plantation, it is a piece of property. It has a purpose. Whoever, like a Laura Nelson statue, literally why is
Do you
it
think
there?
we should keep calling them great houses?
It is a very big house. Why not call it great? It's great. My house is great again.
it's
Yeah.
a large house. It's a big house.
Yeah, it's a
Very big house.
very big house. It's great.
My house is great again, buddy. Okay. To not call it a plantation, I think to some extent is sanitizing what it was used for.
But isn't it still considered a plantation?
I'm not sure if people.
Is that a going word?
I think is. But I guess some people will call it a plantation house, but great house is kind of how people refer to it now.
Mm-hmm.
So whether it's Bagatelle Great House, you want to call it Bagatelle Plantation House or whatever. So.
But there are some plantations that still operate as
Sunbury.
plantation.
Huh?
In terms of
Sunbury Plantation.
no,
You mean the name or you mean it operates as a plantation?
Me like-
operates as a plant in terms of grown provisions, blah blah blah.
But yeah, well in that case, yeah. But then the other ones that just can't preserve.
Okay.
I don't know though. I mean, like I don't think I really got much of a major issue with it. It's 5 minutes left. Okay, cool. I didn't really got a major issue with it, but you know, it's still something to stick out.
I think the statues, man, I don't know how I feel about that because
I don't know how I feel about the statues either.
alright, the thing about the statues in the South or whatever, they were literally fighting to keep slavery.
Mm-hmm.
But not all of them though. That you think? Not all the people.
They were on the
Not all
wrong
them-
side of the Civil War.
Yeah, but a lot of them didn't fight in the Civil War because they were trying to save slavery. A lot of them were fighting because they thought that they were going to be overrun by the people in
The Yankees.
Yeah, so a lot of them didn't really think about that. They were more fighting just because they were going to take what
Man,
was
that's such
theirs.
a good
itself.
argument. That's a very good argument.
So
That's a very good argument.
a lot of people were fighting because they wanted to keep slavery. But if you totally eliminate the other ones, then that is just being inaccurate. So I don't know. To then push down, my question is this: if you start pushing down statues that you don't like, and people don't really come to it's not really a democracy. It's more just who is passionate enough to go and push down one. Then what else is acceptable? What if I don't like a statue that down the road, I could just say, well, it makes me feel a way, so let me push that down.
That's true, you know.
That's
because
why sorry.
what statues do we have here? Not Nelson, more recent ones.
Arabara.
Suppose Arabara was a homophobe.
Yeah,
I'm not saying Arabara is a homophobe or was. I'm just saying suppose he was.
Well,
Chances are.
matter of fact, let me sit that off here. Anyway. Yeah, right. Say he was though. Say he was, and then
saying.
all the homosexuals say, "Well, let me go and push
Let's
down
go
this
push
statue."
that down or paint it pink or something. You know.
Gave me a nice little scarf or something.
Ah.
Man, Arabara.
You know, I want to stop. I understand the passion where it comes from. Right?
Yeah.
I understand where the start point is. I understand
Yeah.
why it starts and
Yeah.
where it's coming from.
But then you said, "Where does it end?" That's a
Where does it
good point. That's a good point, and I feel that with that, I think that's where we end. Man, thanks, man.
No problem.
Yeah, it was fun.
Yeah, and I don't think I talked about man this long in a while, years,
Do you feel funny?
if ever.
Do you feel strange after it?
I feel empowered. That white privilege.
I get
is not on me.
Arbalates after this.
You feel like going put on a suit and start a business? Or
Message Justin came from Facebook.
What is about Harbalates that's so thing though? Like,
So
I never went.
I just think
I
it's a
went
fact you
once.
can go in slippers and short pants.
Oh.
But I do that in jamming.
Well,
Fair enough.
I don't think that you're in the minority though. Like you don't. That's just like you.
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah,
I just, I mean, they're so often like.
right.
It's something
Are you
that's
working?
hard.
But Harbalates is like people just go.
That's a
in
uniform.
People just go in slippers and short pants with you.
It's on the beach, you know. You never
Nah.
go out. Why do people dress up to go Pirates Cove, you know?
Yeah.
Pirates Cove
I
is
know
on the
Pirates
sand.
Cove.
No,
I don't know
Harbalates
Pirates
is
Cove.
alright. Harbalates is cool. Like,
I will go. Anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. So thanks, Josh. This was a good conversation.
You like EDM?
not really.
Damn.
Not really.
Alright.
What kind of music you like?
I like guitars and drums.
You like guitars? So
I
like
like guitars and drums. Yeah.
Led Zeppelin, that kind of thing.
Yeah, love that stuff.
Oh, so not really dub and.
No, I do like dub. Yeah.
You ever catch a fan?
Once.
What was it like?
I wasn't surprised.
This is the INO podcast. Information, knowledge, observation. Also, I really don't know. Neither does Kofi. Big up to Josh. Josh knows quite a bit, but
Really?
we can say that Josh don't know.